Welcome to our Up Your Vibe session. We're going to talk about 0 point energy, specifically the ones that are sold by Amwell company that originally was Omega. So when I first was introduced to these, it was with the simple Nana video. If you search Omega, I think Omega and Nana, that video will come up, and it's the cutest video. It's a 80-plus-year-old lady that had a shoulder issue, and her niece came over and just wanded her shoulder for like 3 minutes, and the whole video is, and her little Nana, when she said, okay, check in, and she lifted, oh, and I can't remember the niece's name, oh, Dolores, or whatever her name was. What in her face? Like, I've seen that on so many people because I used to do live events, or I do live events, and it's so fun. Like the confusion of like, where did it go? I've been dealing with this for years, and all of a sudden it's gone. So the Nana video is really cool, and then you'll see some other videos. There's Corky, is a dog video. One of my best stories was my friend Michelle's dog. Michelle, so the dog was old, and I was pretty new to these, and I was wanding the dog with one of them, and I didn't know that it had any issues. I was just like wanding it, and Michelle came in, and the dog got up, and Michelle's face was like, what? I'm like, what's wrong? He never gets up that quickly. Like, he takes like 3 minutes to get up, and she was blown away.
Wow.
So I love a good animal story. One day I was walking down the street in Vermont, and I had one or two in my pocket, in my right hand pocket, and this lady was walking a dog, and the dog came and put the ear right next to my pocket, and she's like, I'm so sorry, she never does that. I was like, does it have an ear issue? And she says, yeah, we just got back from the vet. I was like, they recognize the energy. So that was early on into these. I was like, okay, there's something to it. So the ways that we can use, number one, on all the water that you drink. I mean, you don't have to go crazy. You drink good water, but if you have a wand around, mine is never in its pouch. It's always in my hair, in my pockets, and I know Michelle keeps it stuck in her on her being at all times.
I keep two on me at all times.
Yes, not that you have to, but hey, you might as well get it working. So when you wand, so with this one, wanding for about, so the circular motion is clockwise. So when you're muted. So when you're doing it, it's like, okay, you can see that you're wanding water, and the water is the clock. So you're going clockwise. Now,
okay,
when you're
water
doing
is the clock. Okay.
Yes. When you're doing it, you are the clock looking out. So if your face, so it's going to the left and around.
Okay.
So that's I mean, if you go the other way, you'll be spun around for days. You won't be. It'll be okay. So clockwise is the way. So when you're wanding any beverage, any food, what it does is it brings out the best of, and it negates the worst of. So if there's impurities, it just nullifies them, and it raises the vibration of whatever you're doing. So with this black tip wand, the older version with the smoother tip, about 45 seconds to a minute of whatever you're doing. This morning, I did my cat's food. I never thought of it, honestly. I did her water and her food. So I was like, wow, I never did that before. Sorry, Duster. um, so with the new one, anybody that has the newer one, they are stronger. It's a different tip. It's a little pointier. This is better with all orifices. The older version, it's not as strong. So when I went to an event and I had a friend, Wes, who can feel energy. So when we had the event, we had these two original ones. The original one, which doesn't have a black tip. This is the weakest one. So when I was like, okay, Wes, do you feel this? He backed up, and said it was like, I remember between 12 and 15 feet. Then we had this one. So the black tip one, original wand, was about 21, 22 feet per my recollection. So it goes further. So hence it'll be stronger when you use it. So, and then this one, this is the newer one. The tip is a little stronger. So this only takes 9 rotations on food and water. I had a session with one of the guys from the company, and so I got a little one-on-one for that. So those are the differences of the three different ones, at least in the energy. And I actually don't know how far this stream of energy would come from the newer, we'll call it the blunt tip, black tip wand. So, but wand your water, because obviously water goes through, and when you wand it, if you want to put an intention on it, if you know GNM, if you want to add some of the psyche components of what you're trying to address, put some intention on, like, okay, I know I have a lot to bear in my life. Kate's dealing with a hip issue, so let this water go and do and help, like whatever you want to do with added intention with the water and the wand. There is a lemon test that's fun. So you take a fresh lemon, or as fresh as you can get, an unopened lemon, and cut it in slices. And if you want to do this with family, just you want 2 slices per person. So you basically have 2 plates, slice, put them about 15 feet away, and you're gonna wand one of the plates. So wand with this wand for about a minute, and you can do it. You can not tell your people, like, we're gonna give you a slice, and maybe label the bottom of it. And I kind of don't want to tell you. You will notice when you do a taste test that they taste different. And that's all I'll say. One thing I realized, if you're doing it on a lemon that has already been opened up, it seems that the results are opposite. So I'll tell you, many times your unwanded one is like very sour, and then your wanded one is less. It's like, ooh, this tastes good. And I've played around with like tasting the wanded one first, because you never know how your taste buds. So play around with wanding foods. But I did it one time with a lemon that had already been oxidated a little bit. And it seemed at that time that it was more sour, the wanded one. Like there was something that the results were surprising to me, but they absolutely tasted different. So that's the main thing, is we want to say. I was showing somebody around my house a couple weeks ago, and we shared a glass of wine, well, a bottle of wine, and wanding the wine. And he didn't know anything about it. I was like, let's play around for a second. And he had the new one and just did it for 15 seconds. I think I said 9 times, and he's a scientist, so he did 9 times, something like that. And he took a drink and he was like, first of all, the temperature tastes different. Like it tastes like it's warmer. And then he was like, there's absolutely a, a more pleasant feeling to the wine. So it was really interesting. So it's fun to just wand all your food, all your water, any beverage. When you're drinking beverages that are carbonated and you play around, they will taste different and they won't be better. It kind of nullifies some of the fun that the flavorings add. So I did this to some kids. I was visiting a farm and was like demonstrating these, and I think I wanded their Mountain Dew, and they're like, "Hey, you ruined our Mountain Dew." So play around with it, and that also gets us to slow down and put intentions on our food, especially when we're cooking food and we put an intention in making good food, adding a little bit more good energy to it. Which I thought Michelle was showing me something. She pulled out the manual. Okay. So wanding food, water, plants. So you can wand the water of your plants or wand your plants or both. They do make a machine, and I have it down in the cellar, but it's not hooked up. When I switch to that water, it basically alkalinizes, and you can change the pH setting. When I change, because plants need a more acidic, I think, yes, more acidic. It was the first time that this one plant was like, whoa, it was kind of shocking to me. I was like, whoa, okay, there's definitely a difference in wanding water. So animals. So there's no real rules on these. I mean, clockwise is the best because it creates that toroidal field. I will tell
areas like, I was just going to say, like an area, maybe your work area, or you have an altar or a bed, you want better sleep. Bed, also acupuncture points, acupressure points, meridian points. I mean, it just, you can use it for so many. And then I don't know if anyone has the
different pendants.
This is also part of the set I got. First set I got was the titanium necklace.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like I don't follow the rules of all that, but I believe in these. I'll wake up in the middle of the night like with my liver feels like it's sluggish and I'm getting a sharp pain. I just put this on my liver, I go back to sleep, and in the morning it's gone.
Yes. The other thing is, if you're feeling like a lot of people want to move their lymph, you can use, whether you're touching the skin, actually I'm doing it backwards. You move toward the heart, move things toward the heart. Whether you do it in circles all over the body, or you actually gently touch and move things through. That's another way to use them. Animals. So I'm telling a story of Duster. So Duster had a lot of trauma with the whole, actually I was going through some pictures. So I want to show you. This is Duster. You see how big her mane is? Her mane was like 3.5 inches wide. When I got this cat, she was a kitten. You can kind of see Duster's a scaredy cat, and this cat she liked to have fun, and she really tormented Duster. Duster did not like her fun. So over the course of time, this one got really big and really, like you can see here, she still has her mane. But over the course of time, she had a separation conflict. Yeah, you can see this cat just took over. She got really big. So you can see here, her mane is not as big. This is in the middle of construction. So she not only had her space interfered with, like every room that she found a home in, we ended up gutting it at some point. So she, with the cat, the other cat, Cutie Pie, that's the stress that she had. She started losing her fur. So over the course of time, oh, right here, you can, like, you can see she started losing a lot of fur. She doesn't look very healthy here. She's still trying, but over this summer, it got worse. Like here, she doesn't even have it. So, so then through this process, we ended up rehoming the other cat. That's my friend's cat that's got abandonment issues. So you can see here, I think by now the other cat was gone. So, okay, yes, she moved down in the cellar. You can see she didn't have much fur here. Her whole tail, she ended up going outside, moving outside, getting fleas, having normal healing from a fur program, separation conflicts, and getting fleas. And I didn't know she had fleas for a while. So she, at one point, about 40% of her body, her whole belly was bare. Her whole tail was just skin. Her whole neck, even 2 weeks ago, she had another healing. Her little fur started coming in. And so the last 2 weeks since that big healing, where her neck, about 80% of her neck was raised, it was scabby. I didn't put anything on it. I went down 2-3 times a day, 2 to 4 times, definitely 2, sometimes 4. And I just rubbed these on her scalies. And as of this morning, she's down to less than 10% of those scales. She's got a couple, it's probably closer to 5%. And all I did, I wanded her, and then mostly I just rubbed these right on her wounds, which feels good. And it moves the scabs and the itchiness. It helps that itchy phase, because when we know GNM, let me see if I can pull this up instead. Did that switch to the GNM compass?
Still showing the cat picture.
Okay. Let me do this and do this again. Okay. So most of our symptoms that show up when we know GNM, even when we don't know GNM, most symptoms show up here. Pain, inflammation, itching, sneezing, coughing. All those are trying to get over the mountain, trying to come down into their next symptoms. So whenever we can add, like literally I'm having a twitch on my eye. I'm having an epicrisis of my eyelid right now. So anytime there's any healing or stress symptom, you get the wand on it. If you're tired and exhausted, you lay the wand on your body. You cannot harm your body when you understand what's going on. And that's, I say that when you understand that your body is a self-healing device and there's natural processes to all these, when we know what program's going and what symptoms are to come, we're assisting the body to move through it as efficiently. It's kind of like going from a diet of McDonald's and soda and ho-hos to an organic garden diet that we planted with love. So I give a little fair warning. When I didn't know GNM and I was presenting these as tools, one of my friends either borrowed one for her mother that had a wound on her arm, and she started wanding and that wound oozed, and it scared the mom, thinking that, and they were very Christian, and so there's some woo-woo fears with things, so she didn't have enough information that the body needed to ooze out whatever it was doing so that then it could close up. So when we're sharing these and we know, look at that down, when we know the process, we can help, we know GNM, we can help the person understand, like, okay, right now you're stuffy. So right now we're going to wand and we're going to move you to the sneezy phase. And then we're going to, then your nose is going to drip, and it's going to drip and drip and drip. And when your head is feeling oozy, we can wand the brain relays. When we understand, I'm going to do a quick little, let's go here. And I want to go to the learning GNM. When we know, so as example, I was just doing, if we know that we have, let's say, stomach cramps, we have this program running, which is the stomach and duodenum. Our symptoms are stomach cramps, nausea, night sweats, nausea, indigestion, abdominal pain, vomiting. Okay, so we're running this program. We can wand the stomach area where we feel those sensations, and we now can wand the relays that are running the programs. Because remember, the psyche is determining if this conflict is over, so we're either in the stress phase or not. So I mean, it's a little trickier back there, but these also go through the body.
So that would be the right side then, what it's showing?
Yes. So as example, this is where the duodenum is, and then the stomach relay. So basically, if you just wand the backside or even in the front, because these have the energy to go through the body. And I am assuming that because of this experience, when, and this is part the psyche, when I had a sliver in one of my shirts that was, the sliver was back here, and I was driving, it was during construction, and when I cleaned my clothes, sometimes little slivers get left in the clothes unless you double rinse them, which I learned. So I had a sliver right back here out of my reach, and I was driving for about 3 hours to go to my son's, and it was stabbing. It was irritating. So when I got there, I had my granddaughter wand me, which felt really great. But what I experienced when I later that I had a little zit show up right through me in the front. As if that stab, the arrow, remember back in the old days when we used to have guns and arrows flying through and we got shot from behind? That's this program. Like, I can't get it. So it shocked my psyche from the front. So, and with the power of these, I believe we can wand the front. Like I haven't really processed this, because I realized just a few days ago, I was like, I don't have to wand here. I should be able to wand here with the intention. I think it was after our session together last week. I was like, we should be able to wand here with the intention of getting to our neck and the energy. So anyway, That's the wanding of the body and the brain. Now, when you're wanding others, if you have more than one wands in the house, like at some point you're going to be in communities where your friends have them. Wanding parties are amazing. I have done like countless. I can't even count how many times we've done multiple wands on people, and it's really, really incredible at the shifts that people make in 3-minute, 5-minute wanding. So that's a bonus. So whenever, if you're like getting really good stories and you're like, ooh, my friends need these, every household really should have one, because shit happens, doesn't it, Courtney? She had a little healing this morning and she made it through beautifully. So these also can be used in the stress times, especially like when we have like the fear, the anxiety. So anxiety is fear of the future. There are two relays on the front of your temporal lobe: fear of the future and powerless. So the anxiety is, both those programs are running. So number one, understanding what's going on in your life that is fearful, you're like, and powerless, changing perspective while you're wanding yourself. And if you don't have wands, you can use intention. You can say, my hands are love. So Courtney, this is just as good for you. You know your God, you know that you are his creation. You can actually warm your hands up, have the intention that I have God's energy on me. He runs through me. I am going to breathe, love, honor, as if I'm my own little 0-point energy wand. The 0-point energy is, and I won't say it's God's energy. God's energy is God's energy, but it is as close to perfection as can be. And that's why the body responds, because it's like, this is it. It's a channel of vibration. It's the love vibration in a modern tool. These lazy girls. I'm just gonna wand myself. I wand my eyes when I'm driving because I've had a lot of visual conflicts with these Asian beetles in my house. I want to see them so I can suck them up, but I don't want to see them. So I'm running programs in both my eyes. So many days I wake up with drippy eyes. So while I'm dry, and they're changing their focus, like it's changing my my quality of my sight. So when I'm driving, I wand my eyes. How many wands? I have Edward Scissorhands concept here. This is chopstick style with 2, and then I sometimes do 3. Sometimes I do 4. 4 is hard to handle, but 3 is manageable. So might as well get more energy. And I do have a story on eyes. So when I didn't have prescription glasses, I was going through like 1.50, 175, whatever, those cheater glasses. And I was going for a 5-hour trip. And so I put the glasses on that felt right for reading. And I was like, okay, so I don't need them while I'm driving, but I'm going to wand my eyes all during my trip. So I don't know if I went from 1.75 to 1.50 in 5 hours, or if I went from 1.50 to 1.25, but I was in a different magnification when I got to my destination. That was cool. And I do not act, most of you know me, but if you're listening to this recording and you don't know me, I don't exaggerate. I don't need to. These tools are, out of all the, I'll just round it up, out of all the $300 I've ever spent, by far the best investment I've ever made. Saving trips to the vet, saving trips to the doctors, and then knowing GNM, it's like it's a perfect marriage. Michelle, your hand has been up. Would you like to speak?
Yes, it has been up for a really long time.
Well, put it down.
Paying attention.
Oh, I'm on a roll. This is my manic button. Can you tell?
I'm asking this questions for all your listeners that might be listening, because in the Germanic healing GNM world, some people say do not do anything that stops the healing process or does anything to do something like that. So so you can answer this question. Using this during the healing phase will help us move through more quickly and more easily and more comfortably. Or should we not stop the healing phase? And how about the conflict active phase? Should we use it during that phase too? Or can we just use it across the board?
So this doesn't stop. This magnifies the healing potential. So this amplifies, so our bodies are healing, correct? So when we have the sneezing, when we have the snuffing, we have the seizures, those are healing events. Those are the epicrises. So when we're wanding through those, it makes those most efficient. It's not speeding them up. It is, but it's not. It is making the healing process as efficient as possible. When you're hydrated properly, that adds to the process of healing. And I'll tell this story. At one point, my brother and I were doing a lot of one-on-ones, and so we had a wanding party. And at that time, I was doing a lot of pH testing. And so I made up this survey, pH test, when they arrived, pain, level, location. We got them hydrated. We wanded them and then asked what pain level they were at. So people that were less hydrated, lower pH values like 5.5, 6, 6.5, had less response to their pain. So you have somebody that has a 7.2, which is like our good pH. And this is saliva, and there's a lot of like getting urine, but this is just a test, not scientifically, but it was pretty good. So two people that came in that had a 7 pain. One was a higher pH, one was a lower pH. At the end of a 5-minute wanding, the person that had the higher pH usually was down to a 0, a 1, a 2. Considerable difference. One person that had the lower pH maybe be at a 3 or a 4. So it still had responses, but not as much. So when we're wanding and moving through healings, we want to be properly hydrated. And GNM's awareness when we're moving through an epicrisis and running the kidney collecting tubules and having water issue, we don't want to overhydrate. So there's some fine tuning. And if you don't know GNM, it's okay. But just hydrate, use your gut, hydrate as much as you feel is right for your current. And just so you know, nothing I am saying is replacing any of your wise knowingness of yourself or your guidance of a doctor that you trust or a naturopath or whatever. These are just guidelines of tools to understand and how to apply them to the GNM based knowledge of the 5 biological laws, Dr. Hammer's discovery. So on conflict active, to answer that part of it, I wanted to actually, let me just see something. My page is not available. One of my, if you're friends with me on Facebook, one of my first pictures was of my partner at the time. I left something in the middle of the floor in the middle of the night, and he stubbed his little pinky toe on it and stubbed it so hard that it bled. So he woke up, he was in a lot of pain, went to work, worked on floors all day. His toes were in boots all day, and his poor little pinky toe was swollen and painful all day long. He got done his 9-hour, 8-hour day, took his boot off, got home, and was like, oh, we had just been introduced to, we had black tip wand, I think. We taped the wand to his foot that night. He went to sleep. He woke up in the morning, and I still remember him. He was 6'2", as a blue. He stood up, and he was like getting up and down on his toes. And he said, there is no pain. He was blown away. So we were believers. So I ended up, that was like on a, I think he did that on a Monday. We did the wand on a Tuesday. By Saturday, the whole bruise had gone from the dark green, had gone through, anybody knows nursing, you know the phases. The yellow is the last phase. It had gone through, I think it was just a hint of yellow by Saturday, 5 days. I showed the pictures to a nurse, and she's like, on a toe? That's like weeks of healing. So from that story, oh, I raised my hand too. From that story, that was like, he was a believer. In fact, recently, he's the one that had the lymphoma that is in my story. So he lost his wand, and he's like, I need to get another one. So that's the story of Ed's toe. So on my Facebook, some of my first pictures were the toe story. So conflict active. Sometimes we have a situation that we can't digest, and it runs a stomach program where acid comes out. I have experienced this quite a few times where I'm like, yep, I'm not really pissed right now. I got this program going, wand, and it really, I don't know if it alkalinizes the acid that is being triggered from the conflict, but it doesn't take very long from my experience. So anybody that has gut issues and gets stressed and it hits them in the gut, the wand is helpful, but for both phases. Any other conflict active symptoms that we can talk about? We talked about the emotional of anxiety. Slits, like when we have separation conflicts and we have slits on our fingers. I mean, this definitely helps. If you go to sleep and you can put a sock on your hand. I've done that before. This might be TMI. If you don't like talking about parts of the body, cover your ears right now. But anytime you have hemorrhoid, female vaginitis, healings down there, the best time that the body goes through healing is at night. That's the vagatonic phase. So inserting, that's why I think, Kate, when we talked about what wand to get, this one's really handy for orifices because it's a little bit more smooth. This one to me, even though it works and it's not like poking or hurting, it's a little bit more gentle with these softer tips, the smoother tips. So yes, and they clean up very nicely. They're all enclosed.
I've taped them on parts of my body that, you know, wouldn't, like, it wouldn't stay like a, or like if I couldn't stick it in a sock or a bra or my hair or wherever, I would tape it to a part of the body with some medical tape or whatever.
Yeah,
And
medical
really
tape,
good.
the hospital tape is really great, but don't steal it.
So who's going? We're not going to the hospital.
Well, sometimes we got it in our medicine cabinet, but it's really
What the? I have not come across that. You brought up a point that I have not considered in 6 years that I've been studying now. So you brought up pH about being acidic or alkaline, and I have, you know, whether it be the saliva or the blood or the urine, I have never come across anything in Germanic healing addressing acid, you know, being acidic or being alkaline. How, and I've looked it up, but where does that, what role does it even play in?
well, there are phases where we have to be, and I am only going, I don't even know where I picked this up. It could be all BS. I don't know. But it seems like there was some teaching talking about cancers that there's a phase in the breakdown of the tumor. It's acidic. I mean, if you've got bacteria and you're breaking down tissue, I mean, it's got to go on in an acid environment, biologically speaking, I would think. The cleansing, the moving out, I mean, that would be a very interesting science. Like, it probably would need and would naturally go toward an alkaline environment. If you think of after a surgery, they flush with water. Water's alkaline, so the final healing phase after an epicrisis would tend, my senses say it would lean toward more alkaline environment at that phase. But with these, just like our biology knows what it needs to do, it knows the pH it needs. And if we're being mindful with minerals and eating and following cravings, it should beautifully move through, and these just accentuate what the body naturally is designed to do.
Can I ask whatever, I mean, you talked about, and I've seen the pictures of Ed before, but whatever happened to, how did he, what did he end up doing about that large protrusion on his neck, and how is he now?
He's great now. He actually came to this house in the middle of renovations. We had a good talk, and he had moved through it. So the story, lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma was the well, there were a couple diagnoses. You can read my long story. But we ended up doing a lot of holistic, protecting the gut. He chose to do chemo because the stats that we read about chemo and his type of cancer were that it was helpful. And why would that be? I will show you exactly why, if anybody is dealing with non-Hodgkin's swelling in the neck, because his symptom, can you see this? I lost everybody. Hold on, I want to see everybody. Participants.
That's the compass.
Okay, all right, I don't need to see you. So his symptoms showed up here. So he was already in healing. So when people go through a healing and entertain themselves, they just naturally move through it. So we entertained, we were eating a diet that he believed in. he chose chemo. We did some natural chemo at home. You got to know the right people for the right tools. Thank you, all you people that helped us do that. And he believed in the whole thing. So basically, he was caught in the act of healing, didn't know it, panicked a few times, it blew up. That created more panic. We started the treatments. It went down, 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 down. And we entertained ourselves for a couple months, got cleared of the cancer. They still wanted to offer radiation. And he said, no, thank you. You said it's gone. So there's zero reason why we should need to do this. So we walked away from that system and got back into our life. So yeah. And thank you for that, because that's why I found Gina. I didn't have to go through the healing. He did. So thank you, Ed. So yes. Okay. So let's see. Did we cover everything from here? Let's see. Any questions? Any questions? And I know I was rattling really fast. That's my manic button because I love these, and you can tell.
I have a question. Do you think it would have any effect on hair growth?
Well, when you, okay, let me just go through a little hair program. So when we lose our hair, we're in conflict active of a separation conflict. We can lose them for other reasons. So if you still are conflict active, the use of the wand, number one, the belief, this is going to help my hair. That's going to help your hair. If you still have an active conflict around, oh no, I'm losing my hair, or the original conflict, or blah, 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 getting this energy on you will naturally help you resolve things. It will put you in a higher vibe mood so that you're in the mindset of not having drama and trauma around you, and simplifying your life and setting boundaries and having healthy people in your life and following passions. And it's kind of like a wild positive feedback loop. And I mean, I know who has these wands, and I've seen their growth. It's like, Michelle, you remember where you were when first we met? And I know it's not just the wands, it's everything. But how much progress have you made in the last 4 years? Unbelievable.
Leaps and bounds. I never even turned on my camera. I wouldn't talk. I was 100 pounds heavier. Now I'm, confident. I feel more confident and secure. I do love the wands. I don't know if it's whatever's in them or if it's my belief in them, but whatever, I don't care, because they work so good. I do. I just love them. But there's lots of other things.
You've done a lot.
Yeah.
And so it's everything. We don't need to praise anything, but everything, and the work and our energy that we put into the different things. So it's everything. And yes, we don't know what's in them, but animals don't either. And it works with animals. I love the animal stories. I walk into my friend Lisa's house and I'm sitting on the stairs and the cat comes up and I just think it's all normal. And she's like, that cat never comes out. And I spent 2.5 hours wanding my whole body on the travel down. So I'm just like a woo, just a vibration of 0 point. So the cat's like, hey, I'll have some of that.
That's why homeopathy works so well. I mean, babies and children and animals don't know about homeopathy. They have no idea. And it works very well. I compare it to that because as a homeopath, I use it. Um, but this I keep on me every single day. I do not go without it.
Yep.
Hmm.
Because you never
I've
know.
seen, I've seen you all use it on your face too. Is there a particular way you do that?
So you can give yourself facials. So the best gift. So when Ed had a birthday, I said like, oh, we're just going to do a little facial. He said that was the best gift ever. Sat him back, and you basically go away. Like, I went to a conference when Omega was first, when these first came out. And so when you do a facial, you do the eyelid toward the center, just really nice and gentle, and the rest away, away toward the edge. The chin up, and when you have two, you just kind of do this. And if you have like coconut oil or collagen based whatever, that adds to it. So whenever I put, not always, but when I have these around and I'm putting like lotion on, I'll use these to apply the lotion.
Okay, and you're touching your face with them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And yes, look at us. We're weird.
I had the worst toothache ever after I wanted to bite back at someone, and I couldn't. And I stuck this in my mouth, man. It was awesome.
Wow.
It was like just a couple hours later, it was gone.
It was funny after you told that story. Was that last Monday night? You told that. I went to
Maybe.
bed, and often I bring, most often I bring these, and I had them. I was like, I don't need them. I'm like, just bring them. And that night I woke up with a toothache, and I just put it on my pillow, and I just went back to bed. And I was up while it moved through the healing, and it took about 20 minutes. And I was just like, okay, thank you. What was that? Okay, yep. Acknowledge. It's just the healing, and then it just moves right through. Amazing. And babies for teething, because this is metal and it's cold, so you can warm these up or cool them off.
Mhm.
Not too cold to make it stick to their tongue. But I mean, babies have taken this out of my hand and like just chewed on it. Um, really, really good. Like
Now, how often-
my molars come in every so often. They drop in, and it's like ow, 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 and you just like anyway, whether you stick it in there or through the skin.
Hmm.
Go ahead with your question, Kate.
how often are you cleaning them and how are you cleaning them? Are you cleaning them?
Mostly. It's so amazing. They don't seem to get soiled.
Yeah,
Have you noticed that, Michelle? And
because we're
Yeah.
not worried about germs or
we're
anything.
not worried about, obviously, if this is in an orifice overnight, I have
Yeah.
a product called SoluGuard. It's made out of thyme, but mostly soap and water. But if it's in an orifice, and obviously I'll use hydrogen peroxide. They're fully enclosed. I mean, when
Yeah.
I take a bath, I toss these in.
Oh, wow.
They say don't, but I've done that right from the beginning.
Hmm.
So they're fully enclosed, and so I'm like, I don't see the problem with it.
Yeah.
The other thing is these are another tool. These are called the Am Cone.
I saw those. Yeah.
Really great because they're heavier. They're real copper, and they warm, like for massage therapists, like using these on muscles when they're healing. They're nicer to sit on, like if you're driving. For a while I was getting a pain under my my sits bone. And I noticed it was during my long drives. And I figured out why it was, but I would sit on these on the way down. It would help prevent the super pain that was like a 5-6. And actually my last travel to that same location, it didn't fire up, or it barely did. So I think we've worked through that, but these are nice because I can run these they heat up really quickly. I have a pellet stove, so I'll put them on the top, and especially in the morning, when if you're working really hard and your fingers are sore or your muscles are sore, you're going to be sore in the morning because you've healed through the night. And when we're sore in the morning, it can really mess with our psyche. It's like, I was better yesterday and I'm sore today. And so breaking that psyche, that cycle by doing some gentle wands, whether you're doing a full body wanding like this, your chakras, we started talking about chakras when you, sorry, I'm all over, but you'll get all this. And this is the first one we're doing. When you first get the wand, they suggest how I would do it is I'd wand some water, drink the water, then wand your chakras. And somebody that knows chakras may suggest low to top or top to bottom. My intuition says top to bottom because we want to open up. This basically is sending the signal to the glands. Hey, remember this? Remember this energy? In this energy, you're perfect. And we can really do amazing things. So the chakras, the pineal gland, so they're basically all the glands of the body that are running our operations. Throat chakra.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Belly. And I think in your little manual, there's that in there. And
yeah, I did see something about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Let me see. Did we cover everything? Well, we can't cover everything because we're learning.
It doesn't say top to bottom, but or bottom to top, but because I don't know, when people do it to me or when we do it together, it's usually the grounding one, because you want to get, when you get to the head, the crown chakra, you want it to be open towards the heavens. You want it to be open like that.
You build up.
And then, yeah. And then if you want to do it the opposite way, the grounding chakra, you can put that grounding cord into the earth to balance.
Oh, it looks good.
So just those two observations, depending if you want to be grounded or if you need, like, you know,
let me out.
An opening. I don't know.
Right. If you want to be creative and wild and manic and have an amazing day, open up. Start from the bottom up. I also wanted to share with you a little bit of the website and some resources here. Okay. So did that switch for where did everybody go? Oh, here
yes, we see it.
Okay, I can see you now. So on this tab right here, energetic wellness, AFT technology, that's what I clicked on. So on here, these are short little videos. These, so it's called Amwan. This was the old company. So they made these videos when it was Amwell, and then it switched. So don't get caught up in the name. But these are really powerful. This one right here, the live blood, is really cool because they do an experiment with a guy. Look at his blood. She explains what is in the blood, blah, blah, blah. Then they do 3 or 5 minutes of wanding. and then they take another blood sample, and then she explains how they're oxygenated and how they're separated. See this, and she explains what goes on. So when somebody's like, what do these do? And is it woo-woo? And is it blah, blah, blah? No, it's a tool that basically helps your body really set the stage for what it's designed to do.
Mhm.
So there's some really good stuff in here. Okay.
All right.
And yeah, at any point, if you're like, this is a way to have an extra stream of income. It's not my motivation, obviously, maybe not obviously to somebody that doesn't know me, but so at whatever point, if you're like, Deanna, I want to know more about how to refer people. We built a business on sending the Nana video. I was like, what is that? I need one of those. And that's basically how we built a business.
Hmm. They also sent me these. I'd probably use them. I could be glad to send them up to you if you want them. The
What?
little packets.
Oh no, you need to try one.
Are you sure? I'm really not big on the powder stuff, but
So look at those. Look at some of the testimonies. It's basically a drinkable, it's fruit. It's
yeah.
and I mean, you can give them away if you want, but if you can get over your thought of I'm not big on, it's all, I believe it's all organic. It's apple, blah, blah, blah. I just tried those again for the first time, and it was very interesting because I felt like I was less procrastinating. I'm a little bit of a procrastinator. I noticed a difference, and I was like, okay, let me go some days without it, and I'm going to try it again. Because it's an interesting product.
Can you read the ingredients, Kate?
I need my magnifying glass. I mean, it says it's apple stem cells,
Yeah.
chicory root. Yeah, it's got like pomegranate.
Mm-hmm.
It does have stevia, or no? Yeah, is that stevia?
Yeah, stevia for
Yeah.
sugar.
That
was the last ingredient, I think.
Okay. That's interesting because I'm really okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so ingredients are listed as what's in their higher amount from top to bottom. So it's good to know that the stevia is last. But interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
They didn't send me any of that.
Yeah, sometimes they do. Michelle's like, hey. Sometimes they just throw in a sample size of something.
Yeah.
The Fiber Go for people that have digestive issues is by far the best fiber supplement. You take it at night, in the morning, have a nice drink of water, and it's really incredible. It's good stuff.
Well, I'll send, if you use them, I'll send them to you because I don't really think I
Well,
want
give them to somebody would your husband?
Oh, he might. Yeah, I guess he could try them.
Yeah, open it up and say, try this and give me some feedback. Because if you're part of the company and you're like, ooh, he really liked it. And oh, he started like vacuuming for the first time in 10 years, then that's a great story. And if you want to send them to Michelle.
Okay.
There, she'd be like, yeah. Or actually a couple to Michelle, a couple to Courtney, then you can put them in an envelope and then whatever you decide to do. So you're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I really, really want these hips to feel better.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's good to feel good. Okay. Oh, Courtney won't drink them. Okay. She's
Yeah, I'm right there too,
Working
Courtney.
on fear of certain foods and such. Okay, very
I
fun.
fear nothing.
I fear nothing.
I try everything. I
Yeah,
like to give everything a try. What the heck?
yep.
Well,
We're
if my
just
husband
little
doesn't want them, I'll get your address, Michelle, and I'll send them to you.
All right.
good.
Thanks.
Okay, any other questions?
No?
Great. With everybody's permission, I will put this one up on YouTube. And
Sure.
yeah, this is a good one. Thank you for allowing me to ramble and be excited about getting these in different homes. And
Oh, well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
you're welcome. Very good. All right, everybody. We
Thanks,
are doing a
Michelle.
Q&A tomorrow at 2 and then Thursday at 7. So that's a really good time to like ask a specific question about the body, and we can go through some of the themes. And instead of a one-on-one, I think you know enough to not necessarily need an hour, but we could use a Q&A and kind of use these tools and make sure that your conflict is over and you're not stepping on tracks and whatnot.
Yeah, that's the thing. Figuring out a conflict on something chronic is
Yeah.
a tough one.
So here's your homework. Think of when it started.
I'm not sure I even remember, but okay.
Then that's your first thing.
Mhm.
Around when, whatever year, month, as close to it as you can. And don't
Mhm.
even think of the theme, but what was going on in my life, and just write or go for a drive and talk. The
Mhm.
story will come out. So
It's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I woke up this morning after this big full moon eclipse and everything, and two incidences from a few years ago did come up into my mind. So I don't know if they're related, but
okay.
because I wasn't really isolated with them, but maybe that's not so
Yeah, I
critical.
don't pay a lot of attention. I mean, I do, but it's your psyche is determining
Mm.
whether you're alone with this or not.
Hmm.
So yeah, that would be interesting to delve into. It'd be a really good topic to see if that was it. So yeah, if you can narrow down when it started and the general
Hmm.
story of what was going on around then, and then we can help you fine tune the healing and possible things to be aware of going forward.
Okay, cool.
Very good. All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Peace, everybody.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you. That lipstick just decorates us all up.